Welcome to Soul-Led Creative Women, the podcast for heart-centered creative women who are ready to reclaim their spark and live with deeper meaning, authenticity, and soul. Have you ever noticed how your art, your journaling, or even the way you play with colours, textures, and themes through creativity seem to reveal something deeper than you intended? Almost like a mirror, showing you truths, emotions, or insights you didn't even realize were there. In today's episode, you'll discover what the creative mirror really is and how your creativity reflects your soul's truth. You'll learn when creativity becomes a mirror and why letting go of control and honoring creativity through ritual opens the doorway to your inner wisdom. You'll walk away with practical tips to use the mirror as a tool for healing, empowerment, and a deeper connection with yourself. So if you've ever longed to understand what creativity is trying to show you, this episode is for you. When I talk about the creative mirror, I mean this. Every brushstroke, every journal entry, every color, every theme you're drawn to explore is a reflection of your inner landscape. Sometimes subtle, sometimes obvious, other times it's like a slow burning clarity or a brewing reflection of growth and strength. You see, your creativity is not separate from you, it is you. And when you allow yourself to create with presence, with soul, it becomes a mirror, showing you the truth of where you are right now. But here's the key. Creativity isn't automatically a mirror. It becomes one when you release control and lean into what I call soulful creativity. So often we create with an outcome in mind. We want our art to be good or worthy of sharing with others. We want our writing to sound polished, our ideas to be clear. We want to skip the process of learning and cultivating creativity and get to the bit where the world celebrates what we make. Or it feels good enough to hang on the wall. And that's really ego-led creativity. I mean, there is a place for it. Of course, we want to make beautiful things. But when we're solely in that space, it's harder for creativity to reflect the soul. And it can become an awkward, frustrating performance for approval, which leads to avoidance or resistance. The mirror shows up when you let go. When you trust the process more than the product, when you allow the messy, imperfect, raw, intuitive flow to spill out without editing, correcting, or holding back. It's in those moments when you surrender control that your creativity begins to reflect back your subconscious, your emotions, your deepest truths. And whilst the mirror may be reflected in the outcome, it's mainly in the act of trusting, following, and surrendering to the creative process. And this is where the concept of ritual comes in. When you approach your creativity through ritual, like I teach in my Creative Soul Ritual System, you create this perfect foundation for a true conversation with your soul. A ritual grounds you, clears away the noise, and sets an intention. And it's the act of saying, I'm present, I'm open, and I'm ready to listen. Through grounding, intention, playful exploration, free expression, and reflection, your creative practice transforms into something sacred. The mirror is no longer just a canvas or a page. It becomes a doorway, a place where you meet your soul and hear your inner wisdom more clearly. Honoring your mirror through soulful creative rituals means you don't just notice what comes through you, you receive it, you work with it, and you allow it to guide you forward. What the creative mirror reflects back is rarely just one thing. Sometimes it shows us the beauty of our joy, our dreams, our desire for colour, for freedom. Other times it reflects the parts of ourselves we'd rather avoid, the sadness, the anger, the parts that feel too much. Both are sacred. Your creativity is generous enough to hold all of it, light and shadow, laughter and grief. And it offers it back to you in a form you can witness, explore, and eventually use to heal. I've had moments where I've looked at a painting and realised the themes, the marks, the symbols were expressing something that I hadn't yet admitted to myself. The mirror doesn't lie. It simply shows you what's alive inside when you're ready to see it. So how do we begin to use this mirror more consciously? So first, it's about noticing without judgment, not asking whether it's good or bad, but simply asking, what is this reflecting back to me? The second is to name the emotions. When you look at your creative work, how does it feel in your body? Next, it's about integrating the message. So where else in your life might these same themes, symbols, or emotions be showing up? So in terms of specific things to look out for in your next creative session, have a think about what recurring themes, colours, or symbols show up in your creative work. Have a think about what emotions arise when you are making your art and when you look at the finished piece. Have a think about where might emotions or symbols that you can identify, where might they also be present in the rest of your life? Have a think about how your art reflects both the light and shadow aspects of yourself. And think about what shifts in you when you release control and simply let creativity flow without needing to look at it in a certain way. Lastly, I invite you to think about how you could honor this mirror more deeply through soulful creative ritual. Your creativity is more than expression, it is a mirror, a sacred way of seeing yourself clearly, but only if you're willing to release the need for perfection and trust the process of letting your soul speak. So my invitation for you this week is to create something, anything, with no plan for how it should look. And afterwards, pause, step back and ask, what is this showing me about myself right now? And if you want to take this deeper, begin to honor your creativity through soulful creative rituals. Let it become your soul's favorite way to speak to you. Because your creativity is always reflecting the truth of your soul. The only question is, are you ready to listen? I hope you enjoyed this episode. Take care. Hey, Sam here. Thanks so much for listening to the end. If you'd like to keep the conversation going, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Join my free soul-led creative community and gain access to free guides and resources, plus exclusive events and workshops, all from within the members area. This is your chance to connect with me and other like-minded souls. Please head to samhorton.co/community. Take care.